Imagine smiling on stage for 10 years, next to the person who made your life a living nightmare. That's not a TV drama plot, that's the real story of AOA, one of K-pop's most glamorous girl groups turned symbol of heartbreak, betrayal, and everything wrong with the idol system. And it all started with one Instagram post, one late-night confession that shattered a decade-long illusion and forced an entire industry to face its darkest side. This is the story of how fame turned to trauma, friendship turned to fear, and how the world of K-pop learned, too late, that silence kills. Grab a snack, grab some tissues, and maybe a stress ball, because this one hurts. Let's rewind to 2012. FNC Entertainment, the same company that gave us FT Island and CNBLU, was about to debut a new girl group, AOA, short for Ace of Angels. Their concept? Elegant, mature, confident. In a sea of bubblegum K-pop, AOA stood out. Powerful choreography, magnetic visuals, and a sound that screamed unstoppable. Hits like Miniskirt, Heart Attack, and Like a Cat turned them into instant icons. They were the faces of brands, variety show queens, and adored by millions. At the center of it all, Jimin, the leader. Small in size, fierce in presence. And right beside her was Mina, the soft-spoken member fans loved for her warmth and sincerity. On stage, they were a dream team. Behind the scenes, that dream was slowly turning into a nightmare. Because when the cameras stopped rolling, the smiles did too. For almost 10 years, AOA performed, toured, and lived together. But something was off. Fans noticed Mina gradually fading from center stage. She looked quieter, more distant. Rumors swirled, but in K-pop, you don't talk. Not about mental health, not about pain, and definitely not about conflict. Inside those dorm walls, Mina says she endured years of emotional abuse. Jimin allegedly picked on her constantly. Harsh words, cruel jokes, isolating her from the group. Every little mistake became ammunition. Imagine living with your bully and being forced to smile next to them for every photo shoot, every concert, every award show. Mina later revealed that she begged her company for help, but instead of intervention, she was told to endure it. That's the K-pop code of silence. Keep the image perfect, even if it breaks you. And then, one night in 2020, Mina decided she couldn't stay silent anymore. July 2020, Mina posted a long, emotional message on Instagram. No cryptic subtweet, no PR filter, just raw pain. She revealed that she had been bullied by her group's leader, Jimin, for an entire decade. She said Jimin's words and actions pushed her to the edge, that she lived in constant fear. And in the most heartbreaking part of the post, Mina admitted she had tried to take her own life because of it. She didn't name drop at first, but fans connected the dots instantly. And when she confirmed it was Jimin, the internet exploded. #StayStrongMina trended globally. Other idols, fans, and even Korean mental health advocates spoke up. It was the first time someone inside K-pop had so publicly said, "This is what happens behind the smiles." But if you thought this story would finally bring justice, you're about to see how twisted damage control can get. Hours later, Jimin broke her silence with an apology, if you can even call it that. A few vague sentences on Instagram. No details, no accountability. Fans called it tone deaf. Others said it sounded like she was sorry she got caught, not sorry for what she did. Then came the bombshell. According to Mina, Jimin came to her house in person, not to make peace, but to argue. Mina claimed Jimin dismissed her pain, said things like, "I don't even remember doing that." Can you imagine hearing that from the person who made you hate waking up in the morning? Within 24 hours, FNC announced Jimin's sudden departure from AOA. They called it a retirement, but it felt more like an escape hatch. Just like that, one of K-pop's biggest girl groups fell apart. And what happened next showed just how deep this problem really goes. K-pop isn't built for messy truths, but this scandal cracked the perfect image wide open. Suddenly, every entertainment company was scrambling to prove they cared about idol mental health. Public statements poured in, wellness initiatives were announced, but fans saw through it. It was PR, not progress. Meanwhile, Mina's health continued to decline. She shared more about her struggles, panic attacks, self-harm, therapy. Fans rallied behind her, sending messages of love and protection. But online hate didn't stop either. Some blamed her for ruining AOA. It's the same cruel irony that plagues so many whistleblowers. Speak up, and they call you the problem. And while Mina was fighting to recover, Jimin was quietly living in the shadows. Until she came back. In 2022, Jimin suddenly reappeared, signing with a new label, dropping music again. Her return was met with a tidal wave of backlash. Some said she deserved a second chance. Others said she never apologized properly, never took accountability. The divide was clear. Mina had won sympathy, Jimin had won silence. The industry moved on, but fans didn't forget. To this day, anytime a new idol opens up about mental health or group conflicts, people bring up AOA. Because this wasn't just gossip. This was a wake-up call. The AOA story forced K-pop to look at itself. The toxic hierarchy, the leader knows best culture, the expectation to smile through pain. For the first time, idols were encouraged to talk about therapy, burnout, depression. Companies started hiring mental health counselors, even if mostly for optics. And fans, they became louder, more protective, more demanding of real care behind the scenes. It didn't fix everything, but it made silence harder to justify. Because if one brave woman hadn't spoken up that night, who knows how many others would have kept suffering in silence? The AOA bullying scandal wasn't just a K-pop headline. It was a breaking point. It showed us that glitter and choreography can't cover everything. That behind every perfect group photo, there's a story no one's allowed to tell. So the next time you see idols smiling on stage, remember this story, because sometimes the brightest lights hide the darkest rooms. What do you think? Did this scandal really change K-pop? Or did it just expose a system that still hasn't learned? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to hit that like button if you believe idols deserve better, because this isn't just about AOA. It's about every voice that was told to stay quiet and finally didn't.